are broadcasting from Fab24, a fantastic gathering of makers, innovators, and visionaries from around the globe. I am Camila.
And my name is Diego.
And we are thrilled to welcome Alejandra. It's a pleasure to have you here at Fab24. How are you?
Very happy to be here with the Moonmakers. Very excited.
Yeah, we're going to have an excited conversation. So, Alejandra, can you tell us about your project at Gessler that embodies your approach to design technology and how it has driven innovation?
Sure. Gensler, first, for everybody that doesn't know, it's a design firm. It's the largest and the one that has more impact in the world. We have 53 offices around the world. And we have 2 in Mexico, one in Mexico City and the other one that it's pretty new. It started this year in Monterrey, is where I sit. And Gensler has a research institute. We invest 10% of our revenue in research. And this research, these funds are for people, for designers and for architects at Gensler that have new ideas, that have ways that they have found in the projects that we develop that think that can be better, that can make a change in the cities and in the way we do things. So each year, teams of people devote time to develop these ideas. And we try to implement it in our day-to-day, the way we work and the way we design, so that our projects have more impact in the cities. We create better cities, more connected, and for better quality for people. So one example that I like to mention is a project that we are developing and that was born at the Research Institute or with the funds of the Research Institute, and it's called O to R2. O from office to residency, and nowadays a lot of office buildings are empty because of the pandemic. A lot of the way we work changed, so there are a lot of vacancy in those kind of buildings. So we found a way, especially in our office in New York and Canada and Toronto, to reuse those buildings and use them as residences. So because of the typology of these buildings, it's difficult to transform it into residences. So created a tool, a digital tool, in the design technology team that helps you evaluate from scratch and very fast if your building is good or not for reconversion. And this was being huge because the Calgary government and other governments around the world, even Mexico City now, is paying attention to that, and it's trying to make a change. Instead of just, removing or demolishing these buildings, we are actually trying to reuse them and giving a second life. No? So that's something big that is happening in innovation in our company nowadays.
It's amazing, your perspective about the social things, the design, the innovation, all this part, and right now it's happening every city in the world, I think so. Yes. And I have a question about you, for your special point of view. What is your initial impression about Fab24 so far? And I think something very important, how do you see the discussion happen right now about the design, innovation, and technology?
I think I have a very different perspective from other years. I used to be a very active part of the Fab Lab network. I participated in Scopes and in Fab Kids. And now I'm wearing the corporate hat. Now I work at a firm, and I can see a lot of that in this event. I'm kind of seeing it from an outsider way. And I come back after 4 years of not going to the Fab conferences, and I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this should be present in every industry, in every company. People like the Fabbers and like the makers should, I believe, like they should have a louder voice in those big companies that are actually, that they have more reach maybe. And it makes me think, like, how can we now that something really cool. I see a lot of biotech products that are actually working hand with corporations. I see a lot of textiles. I see a lot of education that it's always been there in the Fab Lab network, but I feel like they have a more consolidated perspective now on. And what I would like to see now is how we bring that to other places, to other industries, not only to Fab Labs. Now, how can we bring it to other spaces to bring our ideas and change the world like that?
Yeah, and I think Fab24 has been an amazing sequence of activities and speakers from around the world, and then how you say it is giving it voice and make it the network being in one place at a time. It's amazing combination, right?
Yeah, I think for your project that you're working right now is more the design technology. I think this is amazing because one way to communicate the information about the person. And now, like do you say here in the community, we have a lot of people do amazing stuff. This can be a big impact. I have a question for you. What is the role of the creativity in the design process, especially in the new tech?
It's everything. Creativity is pretty much the core of new technologies, I think. Just from trying to find solutions in new problems as well, new problematics. Sometimes we are used to do things in a certain way and we don't even question them, right? So when we are curious and we are creative, we always finding ways to do things better. I think that's very important. So every design process, even in Gensler, no, we are assigned very straightforward projects, no, like design a stadium, design this, that, but we are always trying to find not only ways to solve, just like as it is, like, I don't know, a floor plan that tells you the bathroom is here now, but no, actually, how are you going to change the experience of these people that are actually going to, you know, inhabit these places? And so we are now very focused on that, on experience. How do we improve the experience in the cities, in the way we live? How do we connect? For example, there's like this I don't know even how to say it, this strategy of building cities that we call them 5-minute cities, that are cities that allow you to have everything you need in your surroundings, so that you can walk distance to everything you need and have more secure cities and very accessible. And so we are always thinking, like, how do we manage this? No, because it's not only up to us as designers, but there's so many actors that are doing that, no? And so Gensler has a lot of programs, and we are also opening and collaborating with many people to be more creative every day, not only in our design process, but in all the processes that we do, not from researching, from even something very silly about drafting, for example, making our floor plans. How can we make them faster so that we can have more time to think about experience, no? So everything is constantly evolving. We need creativity to do that.
Yeah, and I think definitely that brings me to the next question, which is, what are some advice or some techniques, methods, or things to keep in mind when it comes to foster creativity, right? Because how you say it, we are all really creatures of creativity. Like everything comes from curiosity, and then it just going evolving in our lives. But any advice for creativity people, how to foster and be creative all the time? I mean, sometimes it's hard, right?
Yeah.
It's not, maybe I don't follow this advice, but I think about it a lot and I think it's key. And it's a thing about time. I feel like we are always busy. We are always busy in doing things, busy in producing, busy resolving, busy. And I think it's very important that we give value to time for thinking, for being creative, for, reflecting on the things that are going on. I think that's as valuable, and it should have even, financial value, not to have that time to say, you know what, I want to learn this new thing, I want to know more about this, I want to just sit and reflect on what I just learned. So if I have an advice, could be like, give yourself time to think, to explore new things, even though it seems like it doesn't have immediate value in what you're doing, no?
And I think it's really important how you say it. And I think at this type of events like Fab24, like there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of workshops going on at the same time, right? But I think there's like these breaks between it, like time between them, that make you actually think about what you just do and what you're going to do with it. So I think it's really important to keep that in mind. There's anything else you want to add or something that we missed?
No, I think maybe what I'd like to add is we are at a digital fabrication symposium. So we are talking about physical stuff, no? The link between physical and digital. Now we live in a world that is very, very crazy digitally speaking, but let's not forget about the physical and how important it is. in Gensler, we design, so we spend a lot of time in front of our computers trying to doing things, renderings and stuff like that. But when we leave the computer and start making things, it's when magic things happens, no? So I think even though it's not your final goal to make an object or to make something physical, it's always very good and always good for the design process and creativity to make things, no? For learning new things. And I think that's what's happening today. It's if you don't know something, you can come and you're gonna learn it here. It can be from biology to artificial intelligence, anything, no? It's the greatest place to be right now to learn something new, making.
And actually, we were doing, because right now we are at IDIT, Ibero, right? Like the university here in Puebla. So actually, we were doing a little tour between all the machines and tools they have here. So I find it really important, and at least I see it through the workshops at Fab24, what you just say. We need to be doing things and collaborating and showing and teaching even, right? Because in that way, we learn new things, and that's fantastic. I love it.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah.
No, thank you so much for joining us. I think it was an amazing conversation.
Yes, amazing conversation to talk about creativity, about the design, about the impact in the technology, and how it can affect the lives of everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. It's been amazing to discuss all of this, and we're excited because, I mean, there's a lot of more activities, and I hope you enjoyed your day at Fab24. And everyone who's listening, thank you for joining us. And actually, don't miss the next episode and the one we already have. So thank you so much for coming, and see you in the next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.